The small island states at the UN climate conference have called on China and India to compensate poorer nations affected by climate change. Now, leaders of both China and India, the world's top and third largest emitters of greenhouse gases, are not in Egypt for COP27. But India will instead be represented by its environment minister, who will be touting his country's achievements in combating climate change. However, as the past week in the capital, New Delhi, has shown, more still needs to be done. Neha Punia reports from New Delhi in the first of our three-part series on the impact of climate change on India.
Indians often joke that there's very little that runs on time in the country, but every winter there is one thing that does come around like clockwork in the national capital, and that is a thick layer of smog. Local hospitals say those complaining of chest pain, severe wheezing and headaches has jumped by 50% in just the last 1 week, but that does little to keep people away from tourist spots like this one. Some emergency measures are in place. Private construction and demolition activities are banned. Polluting cars cannot run on the city's roads, but a ban on the entry of trucks has been lifted. Anti-smog guns are also being used, and the public transport system has been augmented with 500 additional buses running on Delhi's roads. But there is criticism that all of these measures are announced only once things get out of control, and that the government is spending taxpayers' money on technology that may not work. One of two smog towers built at a cost of $2 million that were unveiled in Delhi last year with much fanfare. The claim was that its 40 fans would be able to suck in polluted air and purify it within a 1 kilometer radius. The Delhi government says a preliminary study has found that the tower in its immediate vicinity is able to purify up to 80% of the air, but walking just 400 steps away from it reduces its efficiency to 15 to 20%.
पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट सिस्टम को भी बेटर करना चाहिए गवर्नमेंट को, तो बेसिकली ये सब चाहिए तो नॉर्मली उन्हीं के लिए है.
See, if it makes a difference, I have no problem if they spend our money on things like this. But I'm standing right next to it, but I don't feel it.
Experts say a crackdown on the burning of coal and biomass is the need of the hour, and for regional governments across North India to strictly enforce the ban on stubble burning.
In fact, if you take all the mega cities of the world, Delhi has probably the worst public transport infrastructure. Its roads are completely unsafe for walking and cycling. So we are not providing the opportunity to citizens to take public transport, to walk and cycle and leave vehicles at home.
Wind speeds are expected to pick up, and that should help clear the pollution to some extent, but that respite might be short-lived if the weather turns again. Neha Punia, CNA, New Delhi.